Okay, welcome back, and we are going to start talking about angle measurements. And so I'm going to bring up a few definitions before we get into some examples, but the definition that we want to make sure we understand is a plane. So a plane is a collection of an infinite number of points. It's an infinite set of points. And so what it means is, the best way to visualize it is like a flat plane, like for example, a sheet of paper, right? So a sheet of paper could represent a plane, or the pane of glass at a window. Even if you look at the sphere of a globe, right, that surface could also represent a plane. It's a curved plane, right? But most of the time when we talk about planes, intuitively think of it like a flat tabletop type of plane, okay? And so that's what we're going to think about, or that's what you should realize, or maybe even conjure up in your mind when we talk about a plane. It's just an infinite set of points that just go out in all directions, like on a sheet of paper on a table, or just a tabletop, or like I said, a pane of glass at a window. Okay, an angle is the size of the opening between two intersecting lines. For example, if we have this intersection, then the angle would be this opening here, the measurement of this opening, the size of this opening, or maybe the size of this opening, or the size of this opening. So in this case here, any two intersecting lines creates what? 4 angles, and we can measure those 4 angles. Now, how do we label or name an angle? Well, there's a few different ways to name an angle. For example, if we look at this angle here, ABC, B is what we call the vertex of the angle. And the vertex of the angle is always the middle number or letter that we use. For example, in this one we would label it A, B, C, and B is the middle, okay, or the vertex, okay. So B is the vertex of the angle. It's where the common points where this ray and this ray go off in their various directions, okay. And so we would label this with this symbol. This is the symbol for angle. This is the symbol we use for the word angle. So this would be angle ABC. But we could very easily just write it as angle CBA. So we could go this way, right? But notice B is always in the middle. The vertex point is always the middle point of the name of an angle. Or we could just name the angle based on the vertex. So this would be angle B. But in this case, that would be ambiguous because of the fact that we've got 4 different angles. And so if we just said angle B, in this case it would be ambiguous. But if we just had one angle, right? Let's say we had angle like that. In this case here, since it's only one angle, it's obvious that there's only one angle. We could say this is angle B. Okay? Or we could write the angle and name it regarding the interior number. So we could write a letter or a number on the interior side of the angle and label it angle A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, however you want to label it. So in this case here, instead of using lowercase b, I could just use 1, right? And name that angle 1. Okay, so those are the different ways of naming angles and the different ways of writing it symbolically. Okay, and so again, I'm going to use different ways of doing it. So again, just make sure you're familiar with this. Okay, and that's it. So we'll start doing some examples and move on.